Thank you, indeed. Oh, amazing. I love the flow.
My name is Arlene McIntyre, Creative Director of Ventura Design. I'm here today with Kevin Kelly at Luttrostown Castle. Kevin is the chairman of Hospitality Ireland, with a strong background in publishing, including the internationally acclaimed and award-winning World of Interiors and Image magazine. Once upon a time, Kevin was a guest of Aileen Plunkett, just here in Luttrostown.
I was here for the sale, the Aileen Plunkett sale. Wow. Chrissy's had a sale where people came from all over the world. It was a famous, famous sale. And it was a spectacular day.
We've actually dismantled this entire bed and stripped it all back. Created brand new canopies. This was all done by hand on site.
Aileen Plunkett is of huge interest to people who come here to this day for, I suppose, a number of reasons. She's part of the Guinness family. She lived here for over 50 years, so a big part of the history here. So Aileen received Luttrostown as a gift on her wedding day from her father, Arthur Ernst Guinness. Her father was obviously the Guinness suite, which you helped us restore. There's a picture of Arthur Ernst Guinness. He wasn't known for many portraits of himself, so it's a kind of a rare portrait that we have in there over the fireplace. And so the Guinness family would have had a huge influence here.
Tell me a little bit about you and your background and how you came to work with Ventura.
Well, I'm originally from California, and I have been living here for many, many lovely years. And I've always really had a passion for interior design. I think my first spell of working in interiors was in a lovely furniture store in Dún Laoghaire, and one experience led me to another.
Right.
And then I created Ventura Design with my business partner back in 2005. Before the actual Celtic Tiger, I was working with a lot of property developers, a lot of private people. It was just a real mix of different clients, really. And then after the actual crash, during the crash we had in Ireland, the whole market shifted again.
Of course.
And our priorities changed. And I thought, really, myself and my partner felt it was really important to have something that was unique and different. And I think what separates us from other design companies is that we actually design and we manufacture. We're not just trading.
Right.
Yeah, so that's very important to us.
And in terms of the craftspeople then, did you find when you started the company that there was any deficit in terms of the crafts and the talent and the ability?
Yes.
And has that changed now over the last kind of 10, 12 years?
We lost a lot of wonderful tradesmen after the recession.
Right.
And then they started to reappear because a lot of amazing Irish joiners and craftsmen wanted to ultimately come back to Ireland. And we have reunited with a lot of really excellent people who are now on our team.
Right.
And it's just really exciting to
That's
have this
great.
relationship with them.
Right.
And we've come full circle with them and we've come through. So yeah,
Of
we have
course.
40 people in our company now. We have over 12 designers working in the company alongside myself. And we have a wonderful team of our logistics team, our manufacturing team, our sofa making team, our special finishings team, and so on and so on. Not to mention all our suppliers outside of Ireland as well. It was interesting that we could offer a little bit more in terms of the bespoke side of our offering. So, for example, dismantling the canopy bed upstairs with kid gloves, because obviously a lot of it is very, old and historical, and we were very mindful of making sure everything was intact and brought back to its former glory all the time. That's where our cap was on at all times.
Okay. And then tell me a little bit about how you became involved with this specific project. How did that come about?
It's an interesting little story. We had done a lot of work for the Canes, who formerly owned the Adara Manor, and their general manager at the time recommended us to the new owners of the Adara Manor, who are also owners of Luttrostown. And through that introduction, we were invited in to have a look around and maybe give our thoughts on how we could refurbish the spaces.
Right.
And it was all very organic and in baby steps. And one proposal led to another proposal, and here we are.
Right. So we're just talking a little bit about the challenges that you encounter.
So there's many challenges when you take on if you like, a hotel contract project. You have to meet the budget. You have to actually meet all the criteria that comes with contract. Approved fabrics that are FR treated, that are durable, that are within budget, that fit your color scheme. For example, you might be looking for that perfect blue, and then you can't find it in a contract approved fabric. And there's a lot of different kind of loops that you have to jump through in order to get the perfect finish. You know, we had the main bathroom that's in the Aileen Plunkett suite is directly over that beautiful fresco in the hallway.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we were all a bit nervous about that.
Okay.
But thank God all went well. Taking out the bathtubs, making sure everything worked, perfectly after putting them back in situ. Just taking special care of the walls, the plaster work. Small things like that.
Right.
The benefits were far outweigh any challenges we had, with the house. There's always challenges in the background to make the job happen, but we have loved this project. And every time we walk in, we just feel it's a personal favorite to us, and we love walking around the spaces and
I can believe
seeing it all come together. The before and after
Yeah.
is really special.
And what were the influences that you had in mind or that you went looking for when you approached the design side of it?
Well, our brief really was to bring it back to its original former self, but maybe to add a slight classic contemporary twist to it.
Right.
And so our thinking was that we wanted to give the castle a lovely pared back elegance. We didn't want it to feel like an overly stuffy formal space, but somewhere that people could totally relax, recline in, enjoy the castle, somewhere that was comfortable for the guests. We used a lot of linens and cottons, and we just wanted to give it that pared back classic contemporary elegance.
Right. Were there other things that really dominated your thinking in terms of the guest experience?
Comfort was very
Right,
important.
of course.
From a hotel contract perspective, you always have to be mindful of the fabrics that you use. They have to be durable. They have to be robust. They have to be FR treated. There's several other things that we have to be mindful of when approaching a project like this.
Right. And what were the great joys for you of working on the project?
Oh, I'm totally in love with the castle.
Right.
So for me, it's a personal favorite, this project. And from the moment the doors were first opened to us, my breath was just taken away.
Really?
Yeah. And also seeing the potential of what it could be, and how we, have had such a free reign within the space to bring the magic back. It was important for us to understand the history and learn about Aileen Plunkett herself, and myself and our team have often said, gosh, we wonder what she would have liked. Would she have liked this color scheme? And would she have approved of this chandelier in this space?
Right.
Or would she like this fabric? And she was a very stylish lady. So we often try to imagine what she would have liked.
And how do you personally then kind of stay on top of trends that are emerging, and where do you get your own inspiration from?
I try and avoid trends personally.
Right.
I think if you can just pull little aspects of trends out, perhaps the moment there's a real blush pink trend, for example.
That's right.
And I'm worried about that because I
Right.
think in 5 years' time, a lot of people will go, why did I invest so heavily in this color, for
Indeed.
example?
Yes.
So I think just pull out elements of a trend and maybe incorporate that in small ways in your space. May it be through
Right.
a layering of a throw or an object, an accessory. That's probably the way I would advise my clients to treat a trend. I think personally I like to create spaces that are timeless, that they can enjoy for 15 years before they feel that they have to completely redecorate again. Somewhere that they're really comfortable to live in, and just layering in things subtly, pieces of. We went through a grey period, as you know, where it was 50 shades of grey everywhere.
Yes.
And then we tried to gently introduce color by way of art or scattered cushion or shade or paint and now I think we're coming into a really confident period in our
Right.
economy where people are using color again. To be honest with you, our overriding feeling as we near the end of this exciting project is one of pride. The opportunity to renovate historical buildings like this don't come around every day. So we thank the owners and management for trusting us with this special castle. We hope we have met their expectations. I think we have.